Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at an interesting project. So it does begin with the letter X, which always gets me excited because that way we can add it to the X family. So the main sort of trifecta in the space, you got XRP, XLM, XDC for all the money. Now, JP Morgan and Blackrock want their share of the pie, so they have come out with their own sort of coin, in my opinion. So this is Onyx coin, okay? Ticker symbol is XCN up here, and it's currently ranked 169th in terms of market cap, okay? So market cap is just shy of 400 million. Okay, and it's up 9% on the day by the looks of things. So very, very interesting project here. So we'll just take a look at this sort of website as well. This is the first time I've actually logged into this website before. So here we go. First opening line here, the backbone of decentralized Web3 protocols. Okay, so it doesn't look as if on the face value, it doesn't look like they're going to be sort of competing with Ripple for sort of cross borders or sort of RWA, real world assets, okay, for like XDC in terms of like trade finance, etc. So this is decentralized Web3 ultimately, which is going to be the internet of value, okay. So this is Onyx. Feel like it's really good. They've got the white paper there. So if you guys want a deep dive into what Onyx and the JP Morgan is all about, you can take a look at the white paper. Staking, I always look at whether or not a specific coin does offer staking, because ultimately, imagine if you could actually stake your crypto and you're making passive income. That is true wealth, yeah? These markets are always going to pump through a bull market and they're going to dump through a bear market. They're always going to be around, whether or not they're using utility. Yeah, there's always going to be pumps and dumps in the market. So the fact that we can actually stake crypto is fantastic. Yeah, you might have to, ride some of these sort of fluctuations in price in terms of the volatility, but ultimately, that is a great feature on the network, the fact that you can actually stake your Onyx. So this is going to be a massive sort of protocol from what I'm seeing at first glance. Okay, so we got the sort of total supply. We've got what site is that, about 48 billion, I believe, 48 billion. So that's half of what the sort of total supply is for Ripple. I do believe it's half of that, obviously, with the circulating supply. So very good tokenomics as well. Obviously, someone's put a lot of thought behind this as well. And then you've got some other sort of features as well, obviously listing all the exchanges. But let's just have a quick look at this now. So Onyx, if you type in Google Onyx definition, it comes up with this. So it's a semi-precious variety of agate with different colours in layers. I don't know if I pronounced that word right. However, what I'm interested in is the fact that this is Blackrock. Yeah, Blackrock are the biggest asset manager in the world. Okay, so obviously they've got strong affiliations with like Vanguard, State Street, BNY Mellon, JP Morgan, Chase, etc., etc. Now, this is the official website for JP Morgan and Chase. Okay, and it even states here, Onyx by JP Morgan launches blockchain in space. So they're taking Onyx literally to space. Okay, so there's a big article in that. Again, if you just want to Google this yourself, just put in JP Morgan Onyx and it'll bring you through to the official website here. So let's just have a look. Obviously, they've highlighted this sort of key quote here. And this is by head of blockchain launch team, which forms part of the recently announced Onyx by JP Morgan business unit. So this is absolutely massive. So as part of our team's focus on Horizon 3, I'm going to have to do some further research on this. So this is what I'll be probably doing in the next, a couple of days whilst I wait for the Fed meeting. And I do believe we'll see some more gains after the Fed meeting, which is 29th of January. Up until that point, I do believe most cryptos, mainstream cryptos anyway, probably going to bleed for a little bit longer. Okay, so Horizon 3 projects that identified disruptive areas in which blockchain can create value. We decided there was enough here to begin thinking about what a space payment system would look like over the long term. But first, we needed to prove it was even possible by testing some foundational components. So what they're doing here, I have no idea, but that is absolutely epic. So thinking about A space payment system. What the hell? That is absolutely crazy. Now, if we just go over to this ISO 222 ecosystem, so this is a sort of interledger protocol family. So this was last updated in 2020. So this is what the sort of veterans of the space, like myself, when I first started getting into crypto, I was doing all my research, and this is what blew my mind when people started talking about the Great Reset, the sort of level playing field, the Great Reset, level playing field, everything's going to zero, and then we'll basically start a new communist society where we've got a one world government ultimately, yeah, just to optimize the bloody world, because you're fighting over resources all the time. There's only limited supply. So anyway, this was a sort of protocol family. So in these blue, obviously you've got the sort of cryptos, you've got IOTA, Internet of Things, XRP, XLM. You had XDCE, so that was when XDC was initially built on Ethereum. XDC is now its own blockchain in its own right. Okay, USDC, obviously the stable coin, and you've got Algo as well, also sort of facilitating and helping distribute USDC in terms of sort of retail payments. So what's fascinating is JP Morgan here initially built the Corum. Okay, so XDC is actually a fork of what JP Morgan was building, yeah. So XDC is a fork of JP Morgan. So I'm not saying they've necessarily ditched the quorum, and then XDC has basically, elaborated and advanced the sort of blockchain to actually, ultimately form XDC in its own right. JP Morgan have obviously spotted some other sort of, interesting sort of avenues to actually target, and they've probably learned a lot in terms of the teams that are obviously dealing with the blockchain development. So they've obviously gone away and they've created the Onyx XCN, which is obviously absolutely remarkable. So that is a little bit of background anyway for XDC and XCN, how they've come about. So JP Morgan, they obviously know what they're doing. That's Fed meeting. Let's get over to the charts now. So XCN, believe it or not, it looks to be breaking out. So I might just pinch a big bag. It's difficult now to how I sort of redistribute my portfolio, because we are waiting on moves like Gala and Velo that are incredibly undervalued. I've been posting over on X as well. So if you're not following me on X, make sure to follow me on X. So I've gone up to 11.9. I did lose like 300 followers at one point because I was like posting that we could be looking at corrections. I'm happy to lose people that don't believe in corrections in the market, because they are required in order to maintain a healthy structure. Now, if you don't understand corrections, get gone. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here to, I'm not a dream feeder. I'll be realistic and tell you what I'm seeing. So, yeah, happy days. Do you know what I mean? We're going up slowly. Where was we now? Let's get back to it. So, XCN, yeah, it's breaking out at the moment. So, again, what I like to do to be conservative with these bullpen, it's exactly what we've been doing with sort of XRP. We've been taking these sort of moves here from the sort of bottom to the top of this sort of opening of the bullpenning, yeah. Now, a lot of TA, I mentioned this in other sort of TA, a lot of love it, even in textbooks as well, they're also looking at the whole flag, yeah. So rather than just having this sort of piece here, top to bottom sort of thing, what they like to do is stretch that all the way down, yeah, to the sort of bottom, and then what they do is they plant it. Yeah, we've seen this time and time again in the market. So this is best case scenario before we probably make another sort of bull flag, bull pennant. I don't know what sort of pattern it's going to play out, ahead of time. I haven't got a crystal ball, but ultimately that would be the sort of target if in a very, very bullish scenario. So you're looking at around just shy of 7 cents, in my opinion. However, it is a decent. This is only 4-hour time frame as well, to be honest with you. So, he could get to these figures. So if you're being conservative, you're looking more sort of this sort of measurement, so like 85%. That would probably take out that high there as well on that wick. So that would be a beautiful move. So I'd be probably looking at somewhere like that, and then just see how the sort of patterns play out to see if you can actually really, go for that sort of end sort of measured move, if you will. That would be amazing. 500%. I don't feel like that's going to happen like, overnight, but especially if we've got a Fed meeting, you know what? On that Fed meeting on the 29th, we could be looking at a move here for XCN, yeah? Doing this sort of smaller move initially, yeah, on this breakout. Then on the sort of 29th, so if we just bring it across, again, this is 4-hour, even if we just create another sort of 29th is around here. So what I can see is like obviously take off and probably play around, consolidate, create another sort of flag there, and then obviously we'll be looking at then getting a breakout, another breakout um, once the 29th comes. So that'll be the Fed meeting. So what I'm saying is we could be looking at like an 80% sort of breakout here for XCN. 80%, and then on the 29th we could be looking at an extra 200% move up to just shy of 7 cents. So that is my sort of view on XCN at the moment. So it's very, very undervalued. Like I say, if we just go back to coin market cap, you're talking 169 in terms of the ranking, under 400 million market cap, which is brilliant. So in my view, this is 100x potential. So it could easily do 4 billion, quite easily do 4 billion. So that would be a 10x. Could it do 40 billion? Obviously, by the time the bull market does sort of reach sort of top of wave 3, and certainly by Elliott wave sort of top of wave 5, all these cryptos are going to be worth at least 20-30x. Do you know what I mean? So there is room for XCN to do these sort of massive numbers. Okay, so that is Onyx. Okay. Onyx coin. And what I could do I could actually just quickly Google now. I'm not going to do it on here just in case it populates something that I don't want it to show. Do you know what I mean? So if I go on market cap of, I'm just going to show you guys now. Let's have a look. Whilst I Google this now, I'm on market cap of, and then all I'm going to do is type in XRP, and then I'm just going to compare it to XCN. So XCN, Onyx coin, there you go. Let's have a look at this coin now. Where are we now? Yeah, XRP. So XCN, if it actually got up to, let's swap these around. So XCN, if it got up to XRP sort of market cap now, you would be looking at it's 1 cent 12. So in terms of, I don't know if you can see this at all. So this is 446. So this is the multiplier. Yeah, so it'll be a multiple of 446. I'm going to round that up because it's 446.98. So we'll round that up to a multiple of 447. And that's just to get to XRP at 310. Yeah, XRP in its first sort of cycle, 2018 cycle, that got up to about anywhere between $3.20 and $3.80. Yeah, based on, if you're looking at Coinbase exchange, it got up to about 382, 383 in its 2017-18 cycle. So for me, XCN could be a multiple of 447. We're looking at that, and that would be the equivalent of XRP at 310. So it would probably surpass that. So even at this point here, XCN is an incredible buy. So how I'm going to start now redistributing my portfolio. Now, like I say, I'm pretty much all in. So it's not as if I could just bring in new capital and just buy XCN. It's not that simple. So I'm going to go away after this video. I'm going to take a look at how I'm going to start splitting. I'm going to have to sell either a little bit of Gala, maybe a little bit of Velo. We'll work it out. But, I'll probably just get, I don't know how much I'd want to allocate in my portfolio. Maybe like 10-15% of me allocation. That could probably work. So I'm only really in sort of Gala, Velo, and I've got a bit of Elon as well for like a moon bag, just as a little bit of fun. But the idea was to run up those coins and then wait for the ABC correction on XDC, get into XDC, and then eventually rotate back into XRP. So that was all that was all in yesterday's video as well. If you wait till the end of this video, it'll probably be in the thumbnail as well as the most recent video. So if you want to see that video, you can do after this. But yeah, ultimately XCN is looking very, very good. So in my recommendation, not financial advice, I would be looking at purchasing XCN. And you know what? XCN looks like it's going to break out here. So not financial advice, obviously. You can do whatever you want. I've been the Block Bull. Make sure to like, share, comment. Helps the channel out massively. I'll take it easy now. Block Bull is over and out.